Hey guys, this is going to be our first lesson online. This week we're going to try to get through 4 lessons, but it's all review. So all of it is stuff that we have already done. I miss you guys very much. I wish that we were in school and not having to do this, but we're going to make the best of what we can now. So today we're going to be doing expanding and factoring. It is basically just another term for the distributive property. So if you're going to follow along in your books, it's going to look exactly the same. I'm mirroring on an iPad, so I can write and you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so for this first one, we need to remember PEMDAS. Okay, make this a little smaller and let's make it red. Okay, so don't forget your order of operations. Okay, so in our first one, 2 plus 3 times 4, you have to do the multiplication first. So 2 plus 12 equals 14. So in the second one, you see that we have addition and multiplication as well as parentheses. So you always take care of your parentheses first. So 2 plus 3 is 5. I would leave that in the parentheses, although it doesn't really matter for this situation. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so our third one, 2 minus 3 times 4. 2 minus, you could even think about this in parentheses because you have to do the multiplication first. 3 times 4 is 12 equals negative 10. Okay, our last one looks very similar to the second one. Still have to do your parentheses first. So 2 minus 3 plus 4 is 7 equals negative 5. Okay, super quick to get your brain going. Make this a little bigger here. So now we're going to move on to factoring and expanding. Okay. This first page, which you have on 141, is kind of weird. If these diagrams help you, great. If they don't, I don't care that you learn them. Okay. So what we're going to do, this is kind of fun. Okay. So you've seen this before. This is really just the distributive property. Okay. The expanded form is the distributive property backwards, basically. Okay. So you see on the first one, you have 3 times 5 minus 2y. So all you're going to do is distribute. Okay. See if I can make this smaller even. So negative 3, times 5 is 15. Negative 3 times a negative 2, a negative times a negative equals a positive, right? You get positive 6y. So you're just going to expand this 5a minus 6 like we already know how to do. You know how to do this. You are good at it, okay? 5a minus 30. Okay? Going backwards is a little bit more tricky, but nothing that you can't handle. Okay? So you need to figure out what number can go into both 6 and 2. Well, there's only one option, and that's 2 times something minus something. Okay? So 2 times what equals 6? It'd be 3. Got to tack your a onto it. And then your second term is negative 2b. So you're just going to have your b out front because it's already negative, okay? The next one, negative 4 times 2w minus 5z. You guys know how to do this. You're just going to expand or use the distributive property, okay? So negative 4 times 2w is negative 8w. Here again, you have two negatives, so negative 4 times negative 5 actually equals plus 20. You got to add your variable z, okay? This next one looks kind of tricky, but remember that negative out front is super important, okay? So you're going to distribute the negative through to get negative 2x plus 3y, because again, a negative times a negative equals a positive, okay? So the next one looks really scary, but what is the least common multiple that can come out of all of these? It's 5, okay? So you'll have 5 out front. And then you just have to figure out what you need to multiply 5 by to get your factor, okay? So 5 times 4x minus, because you still have a negative here, 2y. What times 5 equals 15? It plus 3z, parentheses, okay? Next one's same as we have been doing, distribute through. So k4 minus k17. Doesn't matter what order you write the k and the 17 and the k and the 4 in, okay? So the next one, we're going backwards again, okay? Looks really tricky, but you'll notice something kind of cool about this. This has a common variable or common term, which you can factor out, okay? So this term is a common, is this showing up here? There, common term, okay? So the really cool thing about that is you can actually just factor it out and say a parentheses 10 minus 13, okay? This one looks very similar to what we've been doing. Negative 6xy. Don't let the two variables confuse you because you're still just multiplying, okay? Plus, why is it a plus? Because a negative times a negative equals a positive, okay? So negative 6, where are we at? Negative 6xy plus 2xz, okay? So let's look at this next one, okay? Notice, again, that we have a common term that we can factor out of this equation. That term is b, because it's the one that is in every part of the equation. Okay? You have 3 parts of this equation, so you can factor out your b, and then you're left with a minus c minus 3d. Okay? Last one's very simple. It's just what we've been doing. Just don't forget your negative out front. So you're going to have negative 3xy plus xz minus 4xw. Okay? That's actually it for this lesson. Okay? The next 3 lessons, it's a 3-part lesson, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to combine 2 of them, but I think it's going to be pretty simple. Okay? If you guys have any questions, you guys know how to get a hold of me. The homework is going to be in a PowerPoint format that you need to save and then share it with me. Okay? And you'll get the directions for it in Google Classroom. All you'll need to do is put the answers into the bubble that I have provided to you, that it'll still be completion. Okay? So just do the problems that are on there. Obviously, we're going to skip some like we usually do. Okay? So good luck, guys. Let me know if you need anything.